in my fantasy football league. This game decided two different matchups. Also, the Isaiah Pacheco injury is now going to make me re-record my freaking waiver wire video. So I'm going to be up all night. Of course, I always am. There's a lot to talk about here, ladies and gentlemen. Like, this was a big one. I already see people in the chat telling us that, oh my gosh, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt's droppable. Don't overreact to that extent. Let's go offense by offense, and let's just cover it all. So starting off with what we have with the Commanders, don't take too much away from this game, please, for the love of God. If you are looking at what we have, it was Marcus Mariota. Now, while I am the first person to admit I'm an idiot, right? I'm dumber than a bag of rocks. Y'all tell me every single day in the comment section, and I agree with you. One thing that this dumber rocks understands is Jaden Daniels is a much better quarterback than Marcus Mariota, and this offense is going to be a much better offense once you end up getting Jaden Daniels back in. Now, I have to play against the Jaden Daniels team next week, so fingers crossed that Jaden Daniels returns in week 10 and not week 9 for my own selfish reasons. But there's nothing to update with the Jaden Daniels Marcus Mariota ranking from this game. I mean, I had Daniels as our QB7 rest of season based off the hamstring injury. Now that he's a week closer to returning, maybe I move him up to QB6. But honestly, it's just kind of going to be up to you there. Now, going over to the running backs, we said from the very jump this week, you do not want to start Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. Tyler Algier had a better, higher, lower fantasy points on Underdog Fantasy than Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt did, and it was very simple to understand. JCM is a first and second down running back that is going to give you legitimately nothing as a receiver. This is already known. So what game environment do you want Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt in? You want Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt in the game environment in which, oh, the Commanders, they win the game. They are winning from the beginning. They can run the ball in the second half. Was that the case in this contest? No, it wasn't at all. Like, let's just go through it. And I mean, I've showed you all this before. Let's pull this up. Let's look at what Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt had done coming into this season. In games which he didn't score a touchdown. 1.7, 7.7, 5.8, 4.2 fantasy points. So is this any different than what we've had all year? No. This is honestly why I went ahead and I traded away Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt at the beginning of the season for Tony Pollard. That was the game before Austin Eckler went injured, because it was like, oh, okay, well, Pollard is at least startable until Spears comes back in a full PPR format. I don't know when I'm ever starting this Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt guy. So, I mean, we can look at our rest of season ranking with them. Maybe we update it. Like, I have them in the range where I never want to start any of these players unless an injury occurs in front of them. And maybe I'd rather have the Seattle backs. Maybe you can talk me into having RJ Harvey. Like, but I don't drop him down a tier. I mean, he's the same player that he was coming into this game. So nothing matters with, like, I don't want to say nothing matters, but nothing really changes with Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. We already know he's not the receiving back. When they're trailing, Jeremy McNichols will be out there. This wasn't the game for him. And then looking at the other running backs, don't bother with Jeremy McNichols. If you pick up Jeremy McNichols off the waiver wire and you're like in a 10-team league, if I'm dumber than a bag of rocks, you're dumber than a bag of sticks. Looking at the wide receivers, Terry McLaurin was having himself a game, then the quad flares up again. So, what do y'all think we're getting with Terry McLaurin rest of season here? Like, what do y'all think the situation is with Scary Terry? Because, I mean, he had the highlight grabs. Same thing as almost every season ever for Terry McLaurin. He's not generating separation, but he's going to win at the catch point. I don't know what to expect with the injury. It will be very difficult for us to go through and figure this out. Obviously, I'll be live streaming tomorrow. I'll keep you posted. If we go over and we look at where Terry McLaurin was in our rest of season rankings coming into this game, he was wide receiver 33. Based on how well he performed, once you get Jaden Daniels back in, I'd want to move Terry McLaurin up these rankings, but based off the injury, I don't know if we can. So I'm going to leave him there for now. I don't know where to move him. We'll just wait. And then going over and looking at what we have with the Mr. Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel does absolutely nothing. But again, like I said from the very jump, this was Marcus Mariota. And it was against the Kansas City Chiefs. Do I want to move Deebo Samuel down dramatically in our rankings because he had a bum game with Mariota, especially now that you have like the potential injury for Terry McLaurin? Like, we can have him at wide receiver 20. Like, maybe you prefer Brian Thomas over him now. But, like, I don't even want to move him below Brian Thomas. We don't have enough information with the Terry McLaurin stuff. So, I'm not going to move Deebo Samuel down. A garbage day, but a garbage day for all the Commanders. Again, don't overreact. Freaking Marcus Mariota was under center. Now, one thing that we're going to have to figure out is what the hell is going on with Isaiah Pacheco? And do I need to re-record this waiver wire video? Because Pacheco immediately looks like he tears ACL. Then he's over there jumping up and down on the sidelines, smacking his knee. But anyway, we'll get to Pacheco in a second. Mahomes, still an elite level quarterback. Nothing changes. Patrick Mahomes was my quarterback 2 in my rest of season rankings, only behind Josh Allen coming into this. I'd probably leave him there, right? He goes out there, he runs the ball a bit more, picks up the long 15-yard rushing. And at the same time, you have 3 passing touchdowns. Rashee Rice back in makes this offense just look so much better. So Mahomes, still very much an elite quarterback. Nothing changes. If you want to put him over Josh Allen, you do you. Then looking at the running backs, you know your boy went heavy in on Kareem Hunt in Underdog Best Ball drafts, which I feel very, very, very fortunate for. Because Kareem Hunt's given us some of these random usable weeks. If you don't know how best ball works, you don't have to predict when the player is actually going to perform well. They'll just automatically slide into your starting lineup. And we have another multi-touchdown day for Kareem Hunt. Thank you, buddy. I can't imagine how many of my teams needed that with the week 8 bye apocalypse. And I will just say, my underdog bags are absolutely printing. Can I see how many Best Ball Mania teams I'm advancing now at this point? It is probably a ton. I know a lot of people are like, what the hell is Best Ball Mania? It's what's going to make me win millions of dollars this year on Underdog Fantasy. I'll tell you that much. But as I pull that up on my phone, because I'm very much interested in that now, because Kareem Hunt I drafted so much of, I'll remind y'all, you're not on Underdog Fantasy. They do have drafts still, but main thing that I'm sure most of y'all are interested in would be the pick'ems. And yeah, link to Underdog Fantasy is always in the description. It's always in the comment section. It's always in the live chat. They're the #1 sports app in the App Store. They've been that way for about the past month because I've showed y'all this for the past month because it's crazy. It's the best promo in the industry. $100 gets added to your account after you play your first 5 with code FLOCK. And on top of that, you'll get a free Devon Achane pick, higher, lower, half a total yard for the Thursday night game, and free questions that you can ask in the live streams. And I'm live streaming every single day until Christmas, answering your questions. But I'm so sorry that this is one of the most important things going on for me right now. I want to say, let me refresh this. I think I have 33 underdog teams advancing. Actually, I have 35 underdog teams advancing. That should be on expectation 25. So we're running hot in Best Ball Mania. Ooh, my underdog bags are going to print. But in terms of where we rank these guys rest of season, Isaiah Pacheco versus Kareem Hunt, realistically, it all comes down to what the hell do we have with this Isaiah Pacheco injury? I have no idea what to expect. My group chat's saying he's out 4 to 6 weeks. Honestly, I may trust y'all more than my group chat. I'll keep on searching on Twitter here, see if I can find anything regarding this Isaiah Pacheco injury, any speculation whatsoever. But if Isaiah Pacheco's going to miss, okay, let me just show you. I don't know if I can do this without getting this stream taken down, but it's worth it. We'll go. See, this is what I was saying. Like, he got off the sideline, like jumped up, started banging his knee around. So I don't know if Like, oh my gosh, the hit is nasty. Not going to lie, final drive, I was sitting here playing Clash Royale, so I maybe missed the exact hit. It was on my computer. I was waiting to live stream, but yeah. Pacheco, I don't know if we should come out here and nuke him because he was jumping up and down on the sideline, smacking his knee, like I said. So he seems like he may be okay. I'm going to move Kareem Hunt up dramatically in terms of like, I would rather have Kareem Hunt over like the other miscellaneous handcuff running backs like Kyle Monungai and Emmanuel Wilson, knowing that, hell, at least there's a shot if we are looking at Kareem Hunt that the starter ahead of him is injured, where DeAndre Swift, Josh Jacobs look just fine right now. And then with Isaiah Pacheco, again, he's just not startable. He's averaging 7.5 points per game coming into this. I'd rather have Bam Knight now that you actually have Michael Carter. I guess Michael Carter got cut, then he got re-signed. I'm definitely going to have to freaking remake this waiver wire video. God. But, yeah. None of the running backs are interesting here in Kansas City if it's just going to be a massive committee and these guys aren't talented. Please, Kareem Hunt, keep scoring these meaningless touchdowns for my underdog teams. And wait until y'all see the Flock League video with what played out with Travis Kelce and Xavier Worthy. Insane endings. And Kelce, honestly, I got to move up my rest of season ranks. I thought Rashee Rice was going to come in and completely cut Kelce, where Kelce wasn't going to be that interesting anymore. But Kelce comes in and the dude has almost 100 receiving yards. I'm sweating this down to the very last second, hoping that Kelce grabs another ball in that final drive for a specific reason in my own league. I didn't have to play against him. I don't have him, but I was rooting for the team who had Kelce. And if Mahomes keeps balling like this, Kelce and Rice can both continue to perform, especially if Xavier Worthy, a wide receiver I was hoping was going to do big things this year. And I know y'all are going to hate me for these rankings. I'm already mentally prepared for y'all to lose your mind that I have Tucker Kraft and Bowers ranked ahead of Jake Ferguson. But anyway, realistically, I have Dallas Goedert on my own team. Would I trade Dallas Goedert for Travis Kelce? Dallas Goedert's averaging 14.5 points per game right now. I actually may move both the veteran tight ends over Gadsden if we're just going to be honest with each other. But I think that they're all in the B tier here at tight end. If you want to put Kelce above Laporta and above Goddard, you do you. If you want to put a Gadsden above all these tight ends, you do you. But realistically, Travis Kelce is the top 10 tight end that you're starting every single week going into the future. It doesn't look like Rashee Rice is making him irrelevant by any means. And then going over to what we have with the wide receivers, Rashee Rice is good. Like, I was hesitant to do this after just 1 week. I didn't want to move him ahead of Justin Jefferson, but we can already see the projections that we have this next week. For the Minnesota Vikings, they are projected to be one of the worst offenses in the league with McCarthy under center. Now, yes, that's a tough matchup that you have against the Detroit Lions. But if I had Jefferson, I'd trade him for Rashee Rice right now, even though Jefferson's already gone through his bye. I think you can put Rice in the same tier as Lamb and Amon-Ra St. Brown. I don't think I would trade Lamb or St. Brown for Rice, knowing the large sample that we have with these wide receivers. And Lamb had the bye week already in week 7. St. Brown already went through the bye week in week 8. So you're going to get an extra game out of these players as well in comparison to Rice. So we're going to have Rice at a wide receiver 6 ahead of Justin Jefferson in a separate tier at this point. Looks absolutely incredible. And realistically, one more good performance like this, you could see him, honestly, maybe jump into the S tier of options. Then I guess Xavier Worthy is the other guy that we have to discuss. I mean, if Mahomes going to come out here in like 300 passing yards and Xavier Worthy's still not going to do much, like, it's tough to get behind Xavier Worthy at this point. And all these targets are just like meaningless crap close to the line of scrimmage. Like, I already had Xavier Worthy down here at wide receiver 34. Quentin Johnston, I know, has been garbage over the past few weeks, but Quentin Johnston's still averaging about 14 points per game. Worthy's at 9.5, and now you have Rice back in. So I'd probably move Worthy down one spot below Quentin Johnston. I still think that he stays in the same tier, though. He's still in flex consideration, but it's a tough spot. And I apologize. You're right. Lamb does have the same bye week as Rice. They both have the week 10 bye. I don't know why I thought Lamb had the week 7 bye. We did this in the live stream on Sunday morning too. I think Dallas had the week 7 bye last season. But I think that's everything that we have here. I'll still have Rashee Rice below CeeDee Lamb. But yeah, Dallas had the week 7 bye last season, which is why your boy got a little bit mixed up here. But I don't think there's anything else to discuss. I'm going to have to go ahead and freaking re-record that waiver wire video and be up until midnight. I was hoping I was going to be able to sleep at a reasonable time, but looks like that's not happening. But I think that's all I got for you, ladies and gentlemen. I really appreciate you. I want to remind you that if you wanted to go out there and check out any of those projections at any point on Underdog Fantasy, they are still running the best promos in the industry. That's going to be, if you use code FLOCK, you'll get $100 added to your account after you play your first 5. And on top of that, you'll get a free pick. Sign up before the Thursday night game. That's going to be a free Devon Achane pick, higher, lower, half total yard. And you'll get free questions that you can ask me in the live streams that I'm live streaming every single day until Christmas, answering your free questions. Link to Underdog Fantasy is in the description as well as the comment section. But I really appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope I get to see you out with the live stream tomorrow.